Hi, I am Tammy Marshall, and today I'm going to tell you just a little bit about the beginning of my very first novel, which is called The Clearwater House. It is set in rural northeast Nebraska, and I will tell you what it says on the back, and then I'm going to read the prologue for you, and then in later videos I'll read some more of it. So what it says on the back: when Lillian Chase, a young artist living in Omaha, inherits a mysterious old house from a woman she's never met, she visits the house to learn why. There, she discovers secrets of the past through her paintings, and in finding the truth, she also finds herself. All right, so now the prologue is very short. It's just a page and a half. So here is the prologue, and this is set in Nebraska, 1998. The old woman sat with the phone in her lap, her head bent so low over it that long strands of hair escaped from the makeshift headband created by her reading glasses pushed high atop her head. Anyone looking in to her small living room might assume she had died in that position, if not for the slight movement of her fingers fidgeting with the crocheted afghan spread across her legs. She'd been sitting like this for most of an hour. Her outward immobility was due to an intense concentration on a battle raging within her, a battle she'd been fighting, off and on, for many years, now against a voice that refused to shut up. She was tired of fighting, and she was ready to face defeat. But she didn't know how to surrender without hurting somebody else. The phone call must be made, but she was afraid. How would she tell the truth after all these years? She had never planned to tell. In fact, she had sworn to keep the secret to her grave. Maybe she was simply going crazy from exhaustion. After all, she hadn't had a good night's sleep for months, ever since the voice inside had started up again with an intensity she'd never heard before. Night after night, it demanded she make the call, but she didn't want to tell. Sighing in defeat, she slowly raised the receiver to her ear and pulled down her reading glasses. As she slowly flipped through the pages of her address book, another name jumped out at her, and a glimmer of an idea followed. She pondered a moment and then began to dial. As the phone rang on the other end, she lifted her head and leaned back in her chair, breathing easier. The voice that had long tormented her from within was now silent. So that is the prologue, which leads us into the whole story about Lillian Chase, this artist who tries to figure out why she's been given a house in rural northeast Nebraska. My books are all available on Amazon in paperback format or in ebook. And here's others of my books. I will be back later to share more of the Clearwater House and my other stories with you. Thank you for your time.